Today, I am going to be showing you guys my brand new Nikola Jokic build in NBA 2K23. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance if the audio quality is not that great because I am recording this while I am on vacation, but I wanted to make sure I could get this content out to you guys because Nikola Jokic has been dropping crazy numbers and he's probably going to be a three-peat MVP, so I felt like I had to make this build and get this out to you guys, so let's get started. All right, so when it comes to making this build, you're going to make it at the center position. Handedness is going to be right at jersey number 15 for Nikola Jokic. When it comes to the body settings, I ended up going with the height of 6'11", weight 255 pounds with a 7'3" wingspan and a solid body shape. So when it comes to the finishing, you're going to get an 85 close shot for fast twitch on gold as well as fearless finisher on gold, a 76 driving layup which is going to get you acrobat on silver, a 55 driving dunk which is heavily underrated because that is going to get you the big man tomahawk dunk animations, an 80 standing dunk which is going to get you the basic big man contact dunks, and an 87 post control, which is going to get you all of the post scoring badges on Hall of Fame, as well as silver quick first step. Now, fair warning, I was trying to quickly record this video before I went on vacation, so I actually do not have any finishing highlights yet, but now let's move on to the shooting. When it comes to the shooting, you're going to get an 81 mid-range, which is going to get you Midi Magician on Hall of Fame, and then you're going to get an 83 three-pointer, which is going to get you Agent 3s on Silver, as well as Space Creator on Hall of Fame. Now, the shooting on this build is going to be pretty solid. You're going to be a knockdown shooter in the corner off the catch and shoots. Obviously, you can shoot at the top of the key as well. And then when you get into the post, you can hit them with the post fades, the post hop shots. You have that Hall of Fame Space Creator. You have the Hall of Fame Midi Magician. So being able to hit those types of shots is actually not going to be too difficult on this build. You're going to be able to do step back threes, as you see right here as well. That's going to be a move that you can add to your offensive bag. But again, build is very solid. You're going to be a knockdown shooter. You have access to all of your post fades, your post hop shots, and you can get some easy off the dribble shots as well with your step back threes, step back middies. And even though you only have an 83 three-pointer, since you'll have that silver Agent 3s, if you really want to, you can also go for fades from 3 if that situation calls for it. That's going to be more of a difficult shot to hit, but it's still possible on this build. But you can still definitely fade from the mid-range. That's definitely a bucket you can get on this build. So you have everything scoring-wise inside the arc, and then you can hit some difficult shots out in the three-point line, just like how Nikola Jokic is. He's definitely a lot more efficient at the mid-range area, but he can definitely knock down some shots from the three-point line, especially that step back three. I think it was a game winner he hit a couple nights ago. That was actually almost a week ago at this point. But yeah, the shooting is going to be fantastic on this build. But let's move on to the most important part, which is the playmaking. So now moving on to the playmaking, you're going to get that 86 pass accuracy, which is going to get you break starter on Hall of Fame as well as Hall of Fame dimer. We couldn't make a Nikola Jokic build without giving him both of those things, so I felt it was absolutely necessary. You also get floor general on Hall of Fame, special delivery on Hall of Fame, so those are things you can test and try out. But definitely, I highly recommend that Hall of Fame break starter and that Hall of Fame dimer. Then when it comes to the ball handle, you're going to get a 70, which is going to get you the basic dribble animations, and your speed with ball is kind of low at a 40, but you can still definitely get the ball and speed boost very quickly, but your speed going longer distances is not going to be that great, which kind of fits with Jokic. He's got that little bit of a quick burst, but over a long distance, he's not going to cover a lot of ground. Now, let's be honest, the playmaking category is what Nikola Jokic is the best at, so I had to make sure I got plenty of highlights of me playmaking right here in the post, hit him with the fake post hop, hit the cutter going straight towards the basket. That literally looks like something Jokic would do when he's posted up and then he's got Aaron Gordon like cutting right down the middle. Like, it just looks like Jokic. Eric Gordon, I don't know. I just know he's the guy that lost the dunk contest to Zach LaVine in 2016. I had to bring that up. Anywho, that Hall of Fame break starter is also going to be fantastic on this build as well, especially when you get those rebounds. You're going to be kicking it out to people cutting on the fast break, and it's just going to create a lot of offensive opportunities. And then once I have this build maxed out, being able to have the Hall of Fame dimer as well, that's going to be something very fun to have and use on this build. So I'm super excited for that, but even without that, this build is fantastic, and I'm actually using a playmaking takeover at my secondary takeover, so my passing accuracy is going up throughout the game. So when it's fully maxed out, it's 86 plus 8, right? What is that? Hold on. Somebody help me out with the math here. 86, 87, 89, 93. 93? I don't even know. I'm bad with math. 90 plus pass accuracy in takeover. That's all we really need to know. But right here, again, getting the board, Easy kick out with that Hall of Fame break starter. Hall of Fame break starter is actually quite better than the gold. I'm not even gonna lie. It's pretty solid stuff, man. But let's talk about Jokic himself. You know, there's this weird conversation going on when it comes to his playmaking. A lot of people are saying he's the best passing big man. A lot of people are saying he's just the best passer in the league. Some people are saying he's the best passer ever. There's a lot of conversation about where he ranks when it comes to being some of the best playmakers in the league all time. And definitely, I think he's one of the best passers in the league. Definitely probably top 2, top 3. Definitely the best passing big man in the league, because Giannis and Embiid cannot do playmaking wise what Jokic can do. Now, granted, they have their own strengths as well. But when it comes to passing in this league right now, he is in that elite category. Top 3 player when it comes to playmaking, but then he's definitely the best big man when it comes to passing. And I believe it was a couple of days ago that he actually became the Nuggets all-time leader in assists, which is insane because that means he's going to shatter that record because he's going to be playing for them for a very long time, assuming that he doesn't leave, of course, and go to another team. But Jokic is probably similar in mindset when it comes to like players like Embiid and Giannis and Luka. Even a lot of the international players, they usually stay pretty loyal to the teams that they sign with. So I feel like Jokic is definitely going to be a Nugget for life. But hey, since we're talking about it, leave your comment down below and tell me where you think Jokic ranks in the league. Let's just talk about overall. I think Jokic, even though he's a back-to-back MVP and might be a three-peat MVP by the end of this season, I think he's still underrated. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he just really hasn't won any super meaningful playoff games, hasn't taken his team to the finals yet. So he's getting underrated just a little bit in that aspect. But now, since a lot of the Nuggets players are coming back, Jamal Murray's playing good, I feel like they're going to be able to have a lot more success and actually make a deep postseason run this year, since the West is not looking super competitive. Obviously, when the Warriors are healthy, you never know. That can always be a 7-game series with the Warriors, but they haven't looked super consistent this year. But then again, they didn't really look that good until the playoffs started last year. So you don't even know when it comes to the Warriors. The Memphis Grizzlies, they're also going to be a great competitor in the West as well. But I really think the Nuggets have a shot this year. They're going to probably clinch the 1 seed. And that's the other thing too, is that, you know, there's a lot of voter fatigue when it comes to MVP. So there's a lot of people saying like maybe Jokic won't get it because of voter fatigue. But I'm sorry, if he's putting up the same numbers that he's putting up last year and he gets the 1 seed in the West, like, come on now, you got to give it to him at that point. Look at, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I think we've seen enough of the playmaking highlights. I feel like we've talked enough about Jokic when it comes to playmaking. So let's move on to the defense. All right, so now when it comes to the defense, hey man, it's a Jokic build. So we're not working with a whole lot. You're gonna get a 65 interior defense, a 53 perimeter defense, a 61 steal, a 70 block, which will get you bronze anchor. And then Jokic is a pretty solid rebounder, so we're gonna get him that 94 defensive rebound for gold rebound chaser and Hall of Fame box out beast. Now, even though the defensive stats on the Jokic build aren't too crazy, you can still get some stuff done, especially getting steals in the lane, which is something that Jokic has definitely improved at and is actually very good at. He's averaging a lot of steals per game, just getting his arms in through passing lanes and getting steals that way. And you can still play some pretty decent paint defense. Now, I haven't played on this build since the patch that came out a couple of days ago. Apparently, there was some serious paint defense buff, which would be really interesting to see if that's true, because this build is really not that good of a paint defender. So if I can actually get stops on this build with bad interior and a low block rating, that's going to be really interesting to see. But either way, the build's not too bad on defense. You're going to have a little bit of weight to you, so you can actually stop those post scorers from backing you down. They can try and drop step you, but they're going to have to drop step you from pretty far away because you actually will have strength on this build. But with that all out of the way, let me show you guys the physicals on this build. All right, so now looking at the physicals, and now you can see the full build in its entirety. You're going to get a 60 speed, a 60 acceleration, an 89 strength, which is going to get you bully on gold, a 70 vertical, and an 85 stamina. I understand. Look, listen, there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying that this is not a good build, and I understand that. Trust me, this build is not good. If you want to be comp in this game, I don't recommend that you make this build. But if you want the best version possible of a Nikola Jokic build, this is it right here. I promise you, you're going to be dominant in the post. You're going to be able to play make. You're going to be able to shoot. You're going to be able to play some defense. But again, this build is fantastic. Now, let's talk about takeovers. All right, so when it comes to takeovers, you get sharpshooting, playmaking, glass cleaning, and post scoring takeovers. And for my build, I ended up going with the primary takeover of post shot daggers and the secondary takeover of team ratings boost. When it comes to secondary takeovers for me, those usually only activate when we have team takeovers. So I wanted to have something that one, either can get me crazy clips, or two, can help out my teammates when we have that team takeover. So I ended up going with team ratings boost. And now this build is done. And when we walk out of the My Player Builder, we're going to get the player comparisons of Domantas Sabonis, Nikola Vucevic, and Jusuf Nurkic. And we are going to get the build name Diming 3-level score. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, apologize in advance for the poor audio quality. I don't even know if it's going to be that bad, but it's not going to be to the same level that it normally is. And I appreciate you guys a lot, man. I couldn't even be on vacation right now if it wasn't for y'all. But that's it. I'm out. Peace.